What's going on, guys? I'm Kevin Shaw, editor-in-chief of the Watercraft Journal. It is another Sunday night live session. We are here for no good reason. I'm kidding. All right. Well, good. All right. We're going to talk a little bit about jet ski maintenance. We're going to give a little bit of tips for you guys who are new, and we have a lot of new people coming in to our industry. Thankfully, a lot of you guys are discovering the Watercraft Journal, and hopefully we can be of some help and some assistance. So, we got some good stuff going on. I wanted to take a quick minute. I want to take a quick minute before we even really get the wheels moving on tonight. And it's probably going to fall on some deaf ears to some folks, but it doesn't for everyone else, like the vast majority of you. I wanted to talk a little bit about the Watercraft Journal itself and why I'm doing this and why I'm paying payroll to people and why we produce the content we do and why the hell am I even doing this? And, I started about 20 years ago, a little less than 20 years ago, working for Hot Rod Magazine. And I lasted at Hot Rod for 4 days. And then they told me, you're going to go work at Mopar Muscle. You're a Dodge guy. You're going to go over there. And so I went over to Dodge and I went over to Mopar Muscle Magazine and had the time of my life. Absolutely loved it. But I knew I really wasn't going to go anywhere because there was kind of, lifers. There weren't, I was going to be stuck where I was, there wasn't any upward mobility. So the wife and I thought it would be a good idea to leave Florida and go back to California where I had family and was born and raised. So we did that, and I got a good job working right out of the gate as the editor for Personal Watercraft Illustrated. And that was my first gig running the magazine. And it was still print. It was still paper magazine. And it was kind of sink or swim with me. So I fell back in love with jet skiing. Now, I'd grown up jet skiing. My dad had a rental business in Southern California, and 440s, 550s, the original, the original Wave Runners and the Wave Raider and all that kind of fun stuff. And I can't sleep until I hear Kevin's gentle voice. He soothes me to sleep. I am not Barry White by any means. So anyway, but I really had a blast. I really had a lot of fun. And I couldn't believe I was getting paid to do it. I mean, I woke up laughing. I woke up laughing some days. I was like, I can't believe they paid me to do this. And unfortunately, January 1st of 2010, they closed up shop. They closed the whole damn thing. It was a tough go for about 2 years. And I actually went to go basically be educated. I went to go work for a digital publication firm. And that was a big education. That was kind of a crash course in how to be digital. And in the beginning, it was actually January 1st of 2013. I started what was called Watercraft Performance Magazine. It was digital. I owned the domain name. I still own the domain name watercraftperformance.com. And if you type in watercraftperformance.com, it takes you to the Watercraft Journal. But we had started it under the name Watercraft Performance. And then within like 7 months, our sponsors who were helping pay for it, they wanted out. And so I ended up starting off and having to rename it and pick up where I, pick up myself by my bootstraps again. But the idea of the Watercraft Journal quickly changed from being just a jet ski magazine and everything jet ski. Ooh, we do everything jet ski. But really turned into being more of a resource, especially because as the Watercraft Journal started, so did the Sea-Doo Spark. And with the Sea-Doo Spark, I kind of had the curtain pulled from my eyes and saw how many new people were coming in and people who were just unaware of how to operate a jet ski and how to take care of a jet ski and, you know, how to have fun with it and all the different things you could do with it. And oh boy, you know, just the world ahead of them. So it was a slow migration, but I really want to say in the last 4 years, the Watercraft Journal has really gravitated towards more entry-level stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. We do all the race coverage and we do event coverage and we highlight clubs and interview people and all that kind of fun stuff, you know, but 9 times out of 10, we're talking to the newbie. We're talking to the guy who has a lot of questions. The hardcore performance tuner guy, he's going to greenholt.net. The hardcore tuner guy, he's going to different YouTube channels. The hardcore racer guy probably doesn't give a rat's what I have to say. And that's fine. Okay, that's fine. I'm not Chris McCluggage. I'm not Brian Baldwin. It's not Erminio Iantosca here. Hey, it's Billy. Billy's here. I promise I wasn't going to scream anymore because I know people have headphones. But Billy's here. Awesome. All right. Plus, I'm losing my voice. But anyway, it's root beer. It's not beer. I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. He's like, you can't drink on YouTube videos. It's root beer. Let me turn the label. It is soda pop. Thought I'd do something funny. Okay. Or something, give myself a treat. I wasn't going to eat ice cream in front of everyone. So anyway, so Billy's here. Great. We got a super chat from Greg. Greg writes, happy Sunday. Thanks for all you do. As always, the content you put out. I know it's beginner stuff, but like the launch video this week, the stuff like that is helpful, even if just a reminder for good practices. Okay, great. Well, thank you, Greg. I greatly appreciate the super chat. You can't drink. No, you cannot drink on YouTube. They'll demonetize you in a heartbeat. So just in case the censors are looking, it is root beer. It is root beer. Oh, okay. So to my point was any advice I give, you know, I get it. Like 2 weeks ago, we did a whole damn hour and a half on reading the manual. That I'm laughing while I'm doing it because it's ridiculous. So, but 9 times out of 10, most people's questions are answered by the manual, especially when it comes to service. And it comes with covering warranty, covering service, proper operation, all that kind of stuff. And quite frankly, there's no better answers than what the manual is going to give you. So anyway, I mean, I was really having kind of a crisis of conscience this week because I was like, listen, am I wasting my time? We run another magazine. We run a magazine called Mopar Connection Magazine. And early last year, Mopar Connection blew Watercraft out of the water. I mean, I know it's a pun, but Mopar really pulled ahead. And Mopar is really begging my attention, especially because it'll grow. And so I was kind of like, well, shoot, Watercraft is kind of fun and all, but I know I could make the other magazine go bananas. So I was really kind of having a crisis of conscience when it came to like, how long is Watercraft Journal going to be around? So anyhow, I started thinking about intention and what's the intention behind things I've said and done. And I kind of promised myself I wasn't going to talk about it, but I am going to mention something. Was I did a video in regards to 300 ace break-in, and it was in response to a video that JP Racing did. In the video, I didn't mention Julio. I didn't mention JP's channel. I didn't name him. Because I didn't want to slander anyone. I honestly didn't want to slander anyone. Because I think that's chicken shit. And I didn't dog his business. I didn't say anything negative about the guy. I didn't say anything negative about anyone, really. I had a concern with the break-in. And that was it. And I talked about the break-in process. I think the only thing negative that I said was my words were, oh my gosh, what are they doing? Okay. So I can see how that's being misconstrued. But at no point did I point my finger at him and call him names or swear at him or anything like that. And that was the end of it. And I've been answering people's questions regarding the videos online and just sharing technical knowledge that I have learned from over the years of building engines, and then over the years of talking with engineers at Sea-Doo, like Martin LaChance and the guys at Rotax, and talking with guys who are trusted engine builders and trusted tuners. All right. Riva Racing, Green Hulk. I talked to Jerry and Greg Gaddis. I talked to the guys at Riva. I talked to guys at Ruthless Racing. I talked to a lot of people. I send emails out every day. And I knew I wasn't crazy. I was like, okay, am I taking crazy pills on this one? Am I wrong? I could be wrong. Of course I could be wrong. But thankfully, I had done my due diligence, and there was enough behind it that said, hey, when there's smoke, there's fire. There's a concern with the plasma coating on these engines. So that's what the whole premise was, and the whole caution was in regards to the break-in of the 300 ace engines. Racers and drag racers, they don't give a rat's ass about this stuff. They don't. But the guy who wants to put 150 hours on his ski, he's going to be worried about it. So my whole intention was, again, talking to the audience of newbies, not the hardcore tuner or not the hardcore racer, the hardcore modifier. And I wanted to keep people safe on the water. Safe in the sense of, the trying to mitigate as much possibility of damage as possible. And that was the end of it. And I know he's done other stuff because I don't follow him. We're not friends on Facebook. I mean, whatever, on Instagram, whatever. I don't personally, I don't link up with people on social media who enjoy trashing me. So I won't be following or liking or friends or whatever all the different things are. Let's go, okay, whatever. You don't like me. You want to trash me. I don't need you in my life. Cool. Let's just part ways. That's part of being a man. My dad taught me that at an early age. Get a thick skin and you choose to be offended. Either you choose to be offended or you choose not to be offended. I choose not to be offended and I move on. But I brought it all up and, thinking about it, going, okay, what are we doing here? And I realized that I'm talking to a really good audience of quality people who want just useful information. So that's why we're doing it. And that's kind of the whole impetus. So wanted to talk about that. Guys, I think it's going to be a half an hour before I even get to the topic because I got some news. I got stuff to talk about. All right. So the next thing was I announced that I was going to be doing a 400 plus mile ride this Friday, the 25th. And I know there's going to be less than 5 people going because it's going to be cold. There's a chance of rain. It's going to be over 400 miles, which means you're bringing gas. We're not stopping at every fuel dock. We're skipping most of them. In fact, I'm asking most people, honestly, to have a minimum range of 120 miles. If you have a range of 120 miles, that means you have to bring extra gas because there's not a lot of people who can go 60 miles an hour, that's what we're doing is 60 miles an hour. It's going to be flat. 60 miles an hour for 400 miles. You're going to spend money on gas. You're going to get worn out. It's going to be a long haul. It's going to be a long haul. And that's the idea of the ride. The other half of it is that we're not stopping for food. If you guys and if you need to go to the bathroom, either jump in the water, which that'd be cold, or pull along to the side and find a tree. There's lots of secluded spots on the river, so no one will see you. You'll be okay. But 6 a.m. at Old Hickory Launch Ramp here in Tennessee, on the south side of the dam, come with bells on because we're going to be ready to rock by 6:30. I will be doing an announcement on the magazine. I think probably Tuesday or Wednesday. I got guys coming from like Rhode Island. I got guys who are like, dude, I took my vacation days. I'm going. Like, come hell or high water, I'm going. I'm like, all right, you're my kind of people. So that's kind of the update. I mean, if it rains, it rains. I'm gonna bring a face shield. I'm gonna have a head sock and dress warm. Wear a wetsuit and dress warm. It's gonna get cold. Now, I honestly do not think we're going to do all 440 miles. I just don't. I don't think we'll be able to maintain the speed. And if the weather turns sour, the Tennessee River will turn into the Pacific Ocean. And it has. I've seen it. I've been on it. It's brutal. And so I think it'll probably end up being 400 miles, if not a little less. But either way, I have contingencies. The nice thing is that it's a one-way, it's a back and forth. So we can split at 6:30 and by noon we'll go, how far do we get? Okay, we got to turn around here. And that'll be the end of it. So that is Friday's ride. That's the Order of the Man long distance ride. And if you haven't seen me doing this, I am refreshing the subscriber count on the Watercraft Journal YouTube page because today we were supposed to be giving out 2 big prizes. We're giving out a sand docker anchor. Once we hit 19,000 subscribers, we're going to give away a sand docker anchor. And if we had 19,000 subscribers during this live broadcast, I was going to give away a long sleeve jersey. Well, we are currently at 23 subscribers away. We are 23 subscribers away. That's it, 23. Less than 24 subscribers away. So if you're watching and you want to enter to win either the sand docker anchor or the jersey, because I'm giving both away separately, hit that subscribe button. And if it happens in the next half an hour or so, 45 minutes. Oh, okay. We went up another one. We're 22 away. We're 22 away. It's root beer. Don't get mad at me, Google. Soda pop. All right. So we're 22 away. Okay. So what do we do when we get out of the water? I have a long hair hanging on me. All right. So this week we put up a video on 6 easy tips on how to launch your jet ski. And someone made a really good point about having the lanyard hooked up to you. And I had to go back to the article. I had to correct it because it wasn't shown in the video that you need to have the lanyard hooked to your person by law. Believe it or not, I was surprised by this, but apparently it is not mandatory law to have a personal life vest on a personal watercraft while docking in every state. Most states, yeah. But my brother-in-law is a retired Master Chief of the Coast Guard, and I sent him a text because I'm like, "Hey, am I off on this?" And he says, "Believe it or not, there's leeway for the states." He says, "I know there's some states that only require it once you get past the buoys, and by the no wake buoys." I'm like, "That is the most arbitrary thing I've ever heard." And he goes, "No. It's really arbitrary when you find out that some states only require, or excuse me, some states require you to have a life vest only past the floating dock." And I'm like, "What?" And he says, "Yeah, I'm serious." So, of the 50 states, they have different laws regarding PFDs. So anyway, I didn't make that change in the article, but I did make the change about the lanyard. The lanyard is mandatory per the Coast Guard. So we had to make that change to the article. But I got a lot of questions. I know we're 21 minutes into this. We got a lot of questions after that video in regards to what do you do? We're 20 away, guys. We're 20 away. 20 away, and we're giving away some free stuff. Okay. And by the way, the jersey goes to the people on the super chat right now. Anyone who made a comment, excuse me, I wasn't clear about that. This jersey, upside down. This jersey, but what's Rush Limbaugh? He used to take the paper and go like this. This jersey is going to anyone who has left a comment in the super chat. All right. We just need 20 more subscribers. 20 more subscribers, and these obnoxious goofballs are entered to win a shirt. I'll keep checking it. You guys will have to remind me to check it to refresh the screen. But we're still at 20 away. So a lot of people were asking me like, well, what's your tips for after riding? And Kevin, what is the age for kids riding on a jet ski? Cuban boy, depends on the state. Honestly, depends on what state you're in. It's a mosquito. Really? Okay. Some states say 14, some say 16, some say 12. Depends on what state you're in. You have to look it up. 14 in Florida. Okay. I'll tell you what, I've had my kids on jet skis since they were 3. And I'm not joking. 3 years old. When they couldn't swim, they sat in front of me and I lashed them to me. I got some emails from Sea-Doo going like, we really don't like that. And I'm like, okay, you won't see it anymore on camera. I'm still going to do it. Atlas, thank you for the super chat. So everyone was asking me like, okay, what's your 6 steps for after? And I'm like, dude, I did a video on it. John, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. So I want to just direct people to go watch that video. Like that video is only like 7 minutes long. It'll tell you everything you need to know. But I kind of want to make a topic of it because I wanted to discuss it because I'm going to let you guys know that I don't have hard answers on most of these. I really don't. Maybe because I'm being apathetic about it. I've had a hell of a week. But otherwise, I mean, there's a lot of wiggle room. Number one, the harshest environment you can put your watercraft in is going to be Steve, thank you for the super chat. Just saying good day from Australia. Well, I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you very much, mate. But honestly, when I raced offshore and raced in the Pacific Ocean, that was the most brutal environment I mean, just brutal. Broke so many things. Oh, another. Wow, we got a lot of super chats. Super chat from Grant. Super chat from Daniel. Thank you very much, guys. Let's go, Scott. Thank you. Let's. Okay, I'll refresh. Let's refresh it. Let's see what happens here. Okay, we're down to 19. 19 subscriptions to go. All right. And we definitely need the likes at 100. I'm not saying, I'm not going to hold you guys hostage over the likes, but I'd like to get the likes to 100. So the routine that I had when I was racing offshore and riding with the guys at PWC offshore and all that kind of testing. Now you have gas money for my trip. No, I don't. have you seen what pump gas for marina gas goes for? It's like $8 a gallon. It's like California prices. Paris, thank you for the super chat. Paris, okay, because you gave me a super chat. I have been talking when the news of that came out of Cigarette's new jet ski. I didn't want to jump the gun too quickly on it because I knew that I could get a lot of information very, very quickly on it. Excuse me. And so I reached out to the Cruz family who own it, and Diana Cruz wrote me back immediately. And she goes, Kevin, we're going to send you everything. We're going to send the Watercraft Journal, all the information on it, all the technical data. She says there are no photographs of it because it hasn't been built. It's a rendering. It's ethereal. All right. It is $39,400. It is a choice of an electric engine or electric motor, and then a gas engine. There's internal combustion. Thank you for the super chat, Mac. I appreciate it. Here's the kicker, though. Right, and it's all carbon fiber. It's a full LCD touchscreen in the handlebar head unit. There's a lot of technology going into this machine. There's a lot. Now, obviously, anyone who knows Cigarette Racing, making their offshore race boats, they're high level. I mean, really high level boats, and it's a whole new creature. And this thing is going after the Balassis. This thing is going after the 333 horsepower Balassi turbo skis. And it's got twin jet nozzles. I don't know in practice if that's going to work out. But oh, John, that's the greatest comment. Thank you so much. Hello from the fringe minority Canadian. Oh, I love you. I love it. I'm sorry that your country has gone full Berlin 1938. My heart absolutely aches for what I am seeing, what's happening in Canada. Sorry to make this political. I didn't mean to. All right. So we're getting all the information. The article will probably be out on Wednesday because I don't think they're going to get back to me fast enough to do something for Tuesday. But that ski they're coming out with right now, they're taking orders for it. I mean, at the Miami Boat Show, and it's $40,000. I mean, the other half of it is, and this is going back to my brother-in-law, is absolutely, positively, under no circumstances is that ski going to do 75 miles an hour and be certified by the U.S. Coast Guard, at least according to a retired Master Chief. I talked to him years ago about that, about the Balassis. And he's like, dude, it's not going to happen. He goes, Coast Guard's not going to wiggle on that one. And I said, okay. So I think that is going to be kind of a point of contention for Cigarette, in that they're going to advertise it does 75 miles an hour, and then it's not going to. Or at least there's going to be something in there that's like, okay, hey, here's your 68 mile an hour cigarette. Take it home, unscrew the air filter, pull this plug out of it, put the air filter back on. Now you're doing 75. I don't know. I don't know. But I remember the 2008 RX PX had a snow shovel of an intake grate. And the minute that ski came out, R&D Racing and Riva both had intake grates that automatically opened up that ski to like 72 miles an hour. Just like, boop, done. It was crazy. So, all that being said is if they do show up, it's going to be a game changer because it just elevates what is expected of a personal watercraft. Okay, so let's get back to washing. When we pulled out of the water, got our skis on the trailer, we immediately pulled up to the other side of the parking lot where they had water spigots, and we all had garden hoses in our storage cabinets or in the bed of the truck or whatever. We pulled garden hose out. It was funny because you could justify getting one of those really cheap accordion ones that like shrink up, and you just screw the hose in. You screw it in the back of your Cowie or back of your Yamaha. You have your little flush attachment. You flush your Yamaha, and then you'd fire up your Yamaha or your Cowie on the trailer, and you'd let it idle. And you rip it a couple times, and you just puke out all the salt water out of the back of your Yamaha or your Cowie. And then you had another guy with another hose because there was 2 or 3 spigots, and you wash off your ski while your ski was idling. And it would sit there and just idle, and it didn't matter. And it was puking out water because you're flushing out your cooling system. You're flushing out your water box because you want to get all the salt water out. And then you turn the spigot off. You put your attachment on, which is the little, if you bought a bottle of Salt Away, it came with a little hose attachment. You filled up the whole damn reservoir with Salt Away, screwed it on, put it on the back of your Cowie, screwed the hose in, turned it on, and you did the same damn thing. And you just let it idle for 5 minutes because you could on a Cowie or a Yamaha. And then you pull it out. And I honestly sprayed the whole ski engine compartment outside with Salt Away. And just sprayed the whole damn thing. And everyone's like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean, what am I doing? Sprayed Salt Away all over the whole thing. And then I had a little wash bucket, and I'd fill it up with McGuire's car wash, or I'd fill it up with Dawn soap, dish soap, regular liquid dish soap. If you like Palmolive, use Palmolive. I don't care. And you sit there and you soap it, and you wipe it all down. You lather the whole ski because that breaks up and dilutes the salt away. And you kind of took your wash mitt and you slopped it all over the metal parts in your engine compartment. This is my race Cowie. This is when I was doing it on Kawasaki's and Yamahas. And you do it all, soap it all over. You take fresh water and just wash everything off. You had your drain plugs out, and you washed it all off. And then you just took the trailer and you tilted the trailer up and you let it drain out. You put the seats in the bed of your truck and you drive home with no seats on the ski with the drain plugs out. And by the time you got home, ski was completely bone dry, dried out. You took your seats, you put them, you just kind of stacked them, not locked them into place because you wanted air circulation. All right. There's always going to be moisture underneath the engine, underneath the water box. You don't want mold. You don't want corrosion. You don't want rust. Oh, left a big step out. Before you put the seats on, I get a can of Yama Lube or WD-40, and I'd spray down everything metal. Hose clamps, everything metal. All right. Hose it all down. Put your seats on. And put a tarp or a cover over it. And that was the end of it on all my Ultras. I had 2 Ultras. And I did the same thing with an FX 140, and I did the same thing with an FZR. And I remember when I got my first Sea-Doo. It was a 2009 RX-TX. And I went and did a ride with a buddy. And I went to do the exact same thing. And he ran up and he pulled the lanyard after about 30 seconds. He goes, "What the hell are you doing?" I go, "What do you mean, what am I doing?" He goes, "You can't let that thing idle like that." Now, mind you, I was, 30? 32. I'd be 32 at the time. And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Dude, Sea-Doos have a carbon seal. You're going to burn up the carbon seal." "I can't let this thing idle?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "That's stupid." He goes, "Yeah, but it's a Sea-Doo. You can't do that." So I learned very quickly that you had to be very fast when it came to flushing your water box. All right? Have your salt away ready with the attachment. Plug it in. I like doing the engine stuff first, just so I don't forget it. Screw it in. Have it set on water. Turn the engine on. Turn the water on. Start getting it pissing water out, and then immediately turn the salt away. Let it cycle through the water box. Let it cycle through the coolant. Turn it back to water. Wash it out. You do not have to run throttle. I've blipped it a couple times, but you don't even. I never even bring it up above 2,500. Just to get some flow out of it, because you just want to get the air out. You don't want to go and wring it out. No, you'll hurt it. And then after 30, 45 seconds is manual says a minute. But everyone I've talked to is like 45 seconds. You don't want to, don't risk it. So after 45 seconds, you get all the water out of it. You blip it really quick. Nothing too crazy. Get that, get what you can out of the water box. You're done. Take that hose off. Wash the ski off with your salt away, and then with your Dawn soap or your boat wash or your car wash or whatever the crap. Everyone's so anal about, I have to use XPS and I have to use the Yamaha soap and I have to use blankety blank. And I'm like, oh, dude, okay, if you say so. I'm just trying to keep water spots and salt off of the skis. I'm just trying to keep it clean. I just don't want contaminants on it. So, because I got too much money invested in the carbon seals, Cliff. And then the minute that they change them to a sealed bearing, the whole world's going to go, ha, 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 we knew it. We knew you guys knew it was bad, and you were trying to lie to us. And so the whole universe is going to call them out on it, and they're going to be like, yeah, we know. It's a bad idea. I'm sorry. What do you do? Super chat from Jay. Jay says, this will be my second year with a jet ski, and I've learned more from your videos than anywhere else, even questions I didn't know I had. Thanks, brother. And appreciation, a couple more gallons on me. I love it. Thank you, Jay. All right. That was funny. So, anyways, everyone gets all flipped out when they see the video and I'm spraying down the engine compartment. Number one, I have it set on mist. Your little garden hose with all the little attachments on it? Set it to mist, not shower, not full blast. You don't need to do that. Plus, electricity and water are not good bedfellows. So you just missed it. A very nice misting. Super chat from Shane. Hey, Kevin, is it normal for me to smell gas in the inside of my 2021 GP1800R SVHO? It also has a slight chemical smell that I assume because it's new. I actually like the smell of degassing fiberglass because I'm a psycho. I love that. To be honest, the inside of a Kawasaki has such a distinct smell, especially when they're new. Like your wife loves the smell of a new baby. She'll go and sniff the head of the new baby. I love popping the seat and sticking my face in the engine compartment and just so good. And it's all this alcohol and it's all these chemicals degassing. I know it's bad, but I love it. I think it's funny. I'll tell you what, Shane, best thing you can do if your ski's held indoors, pull it inside, pop the seats off, put them on the footwells, take them off, put them on the ground, put them on a shelf, whatever. And let it just open air because you need air circulation. If it's held outside, crack the seats. Just pop them, slide them back, put your cover on it. Cover will still fit, and let it circulate some air. Okay? You want to let it circulate. I agree on the new Cowie smell. I love it, Billy. But yeah, it's that's funny. Mitchapalooza, that's funny. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Oh, we gotta look at subscriptions, guys. I'm sorry. We were at 19. Let's see what it is now. Oh, we're at 17. Come on. If you're watching this live, you got to hit the subscribe button and we'll give away some free stuff. I got some good stuff. All right. So when it comes to spraying and washing down your engine compartment, okay, people are like, well, why do that? And I'm like, well, water, especially in the ocean, you got a lot of impact. You got a lot of torsional forces. Salt water gets in there. People go, I don't see a lot of salt water. I'm like, well, yeah, it's got a siphon. It's going to siphon out, 2 inches of water. That's what it does. It's what it's designed to do. All right. The engineers are smarter than you and me. But the other half of it. Oh, the other half of your question, Shane, is the gas smell is because the Yamahas have a vent line. Yamaha has a vent line that vents the gas tank. Well, gas expands in the heat. All right? It expands. And so that air, that gas as a solid, liquid, gas, plasma, the 4 stages of matter, as converting from a liquid to a gasoline has to vent. And that vent is going to give you that smell. All right. Because it's a vented line. Jason, Sea-Doos don't have that. They don't have a dedicated vent line. What they have is a vented gas cap. And so it vents out of the gas cap. The expansion of the gas tank vents out of the gas cap. That is why my fuel system does not... Mosquitoes drive me crazy. That is why my fuel system doesn't work on Sea-Doos, because it doesn't have a dedicated vent line. Okay. Alrighty. So the one thing when it comes to spraying, okay, so going out in the ocean and you have salt water coming into the engine compartment and you might not see it because it's being siphoned out, but the other half of it is that you also have really salty air coming in. So you might not see a pool of water in your engine compartment, but if you go back a week later, you're going to see salt deposits and white chalky crap all over your engine compartment. Well, where did that come from? It came from salty air. Okay. And that salt is heavy and it's going to lay down on surfaces. So what do? What do we do? What I recommend is open your drain plugs, open up every compartment, open up the front bow, pull your seats off, take your garden hose, put it to mist down your engine compartment with the salt away. Not just fresh water, but with the salt away. Newsflash, Kevin is a psycho. Tyler, how often do you grease your PWC trailer? Not as often as I should. Especially if you're going on long trips. Again, it was root beer. It's not beer. Don't get me in trouble, Google. I'm being nice. It's soda pop. All right. So, and now I'm chasing down with water. It's not vodka. So here's the kicker. Here's the best tips that I've ever been taught. And I'll add a new one in there because one of you guys actually put me onto it, and I really like it. And that was after you salt away, mist down your engine compartment, fresh water mist down your engine compartment. Then the best stuff that I thought was the suggestion to use the WD-40 silicone, because a lot of people did not like the residue, kind of the gummy residue that was left on plastics and rubber. It doesn't extract oil out of the rubber. That is a lie. That is a misnomer. It is a wives' tale. I have no idea where it came from, but it does not. It doesn't leach moisture or oil out of the rubber. It doesn't do that, but it does leave kind of a gummy feel on the hoses and on plastic. The silicone does not. The silicone WD-40, and it comes in a big blast can, or it comes with the little nozzle, the flip nozzle with the straw, gets everywhere you need it to go. So one of you guys, I wish I remember who it was who suggested it, but the WD-40 with the silicone one, it's like instead of a blue and yellow can, it's like black and silver. One of you guys was like, Kevin, you got to try this. And I went out to like Home Depot and got like 2 cans of it. I was like, okay, I'm sold. Damn, that was great. So whoever suggested it, I want to thank you. Oh, we got 2 super chats. Holy cow. All right, Jeff. So my dealer called and my 2022 RX-TX 300 just arrived. Great. I'm picking it up next week. Your videos on spraying down, flushing, and launching off trailers are my Bible. Oh boy, gives much more confidence when I go out. Well, Jeff, I'm very happy that we were of some use. So thank you very much. All right, here comes the real Mitchapalooza. Salt away flush even for freshwater use. Wondering about keeping engine clean of scum and residue. Have also seen people use Dawn. Well, Dawn, I mean, dish soap like Palmolive and Dawn is what they use to clean ducts in oil spills, right? Salt away, salt away is a detergent, and the salt away helps break down the calcification of the salt. It also, I'm trying to dig this out of my head, and it doesn't want to happen. It keeps it from calcifying, and it also is like it's an adhesion inhibitor, if I remember that right. I hope I'm remembering it right. And so that stuff works to really help get it out. Now, the reason I like Salt Away for engine flush, is not so much for salt, because obviously if you're in freshwater, you're not going to run into salt. But what Salt Away also helps do when you flush it is it's also running, and this is an open loop cooling system, and on a Sea-Doo with your water box, is it also inhibits it inhibits aluminum rust. And what aluminum rust looks like, it looks like white chalk. All right, it looks really chalky, and it starts to collect and build up. And there's a video on YouTube. I saw it like a month ago, and it was blood curdling. This guy took apart like a 1400, like an FX 1400, or not 1400, a 140, an FX 140, and he pulled the head off of it, and all of this corrosion, all of this rust came pouring out of the water jackets. And he goes, this is a freshwater ski, and all this crap is coming out of it. So he had to go in there, and he had to just clean all the water journals out. And I mean, I'm watching this. I'm staring at the computer like, oh my gosh, because I just never considered that. And the salt away is helping. It's a corrosion inhibitor. So that's what you don't get with Dawn soap when you're flushing, using dishwasher soap. Makes lots of bubbles though, which is fun. I mean, the kids like it. The whole driveway is covered with bubbles, and they run around kicking. That's fun. But I do recommend. But you know what? You don't have to salt away after a freshwater ride every time. I would salt away like beginning and end of season, maybe. Like really be thorough and doing a salt away like at the end of your riding season. If you're in Florida and you're riding year round, then I would do it probably every 3 months. But if you're in Florida, chances are you're in saltwater. So I hate saying here's a set schedule. Depends on where you are. Okay. In simple terms, salt away breaks down salt deposits and it's non-toxic. Very true. But that's not really that's not really what I'm swinging at. How do I get on Super Chat? Joe, there's a little $sign if you want to make a Super Chat. Oh, Chris Stone. After salt water, I flush roughly 3 minutes with fresh water. I know you meant fresh. Then full cup on my hose with salt away. Then 3-minute fresh water. Then full cup Dawn. Then finish with fresh water. Overkill. Yes. But Chris is the crowned king of overkill, so I'll give you that. But yeah, you don't have to run fresh water through. I mean, to be honest, I'll freaking ramrod salt away in there at first go. Who cares? Right? If I'm gonna run that whole reservoir through, I'll just run the whole damn thing through it. Especially if it's Yamaha or a Cowie, just run the damn thing. If you've done salt away, you don't need to chase it with Dawn. The salt away does it. So you're doubling up. I would wash the ski down with salt away and then hit it with Dawn just so that guys, you could go to any AutoZone or any O'Reilly's and for $5.99 or $10.99 or whatever, get a gallon jug of car wash, which is more mild on your paint and your plastics. Dawn is pretty aggressive. It really is. So I don't think you need to go so hardcore. You're not rescuing swans from the Valdez. Of course, there are no swans in the Valdez. Baby seals. You're not cleaning baby seals after the Exxon Valdez. There's a reference for you old guys. Chris Stone. After freshwater, I don't always flush if I'm in a hurry, but usually fresh water and Dawn. Okay. Yeah, that'll be fine. All right. So let's take a look at the subscriptions. Because I'll tell you what, an hour and a half, I'm out of here, guys. And none of you are getting nothing. Oh, we're at 15. We got 15 to go, guys. 15 subscriptions to go. Heard the one included in the kit is junk. Mitchapalooza, I have 2 of them, and they're great. They work great. Just don't drop them or throw them on the ground. Take care of your stuff. I have Harbor Freight tools in my garage that have lasted me 10 years. Why? Because I don't beat the crap out of them. I use them, but all my tools are oiled and put back in my drawers. You take care. Yeah. You take care of your stuff. Don't be the kid out there grabbing his G.I. Joes and slamming them against the ground. All right. So, wash, flush, Sea-Doo versus Yamaha versus Cowie. Talk about that. Engine compartment and spray oil. Talk about that. store with the seat cracked or off. Oh, hey, listen. And this sadly came from bad experiences. The plastics that are showing up on new Sea-Doos, some Yamahas, mainly the Sea-Doos, do not last well uncovered. I would say keep your skis covered, but the plastics bleach out really fast, and that's just a material problem. That's just material. So here's what I recommend. After you've washed your ski off and you flushed your ski, the engine compartment's all oiled down, it's cleaned and oiled down, and you're ready to stow it. You're ready to put that ski away. Here's what I recommend. I don't care if you get the most cheap knockoff bargain bin wannabe Armor All and a dish towel, but treat your plastics. And to be honest, treat your fabrics, your seats. Get a good fabric, not cleaner because you've already cleaned, but a fabric oil. I mean, I hate to say it, even like a fake vinyl, like a vinyl treatment. Like you go into a car part store and you get some vinyl, vinyl seat cleaner. If you had an old Camaro, you'd spray it down. I have vinyl seats in my Charger, but oh, good question. But definitely treat your plastics and definitely treat your seats, because your seats are going to. I've seen so many seats split. I mean, split at the seams. I've seen them just tear. And it's because guys will do a good job washing them, but they'll leave them out in the sun and they harden. And a lot of those oils in the fabric start to leach out, and they'll start to crack and they'll start to break. And it sucks because that's expensive. Oh, God, it's expensive. And so if you can get a good vinyl treatment for your seats, and I'm not brand loyal. I mean, I'm brand loyal, but I'm not going to sit here and drink the Kool-Aid and be like, okay, anything McGuire's makes you have to buy, or anything, Yamalube, or anything XPS, or anything. I've all seen middling results. I've seen moderate results. But treat your plastics, treat your seats, and then cover it. All right. But I'm seeing the comments, and I don't want to leave Brian Watson hanging. If you have the time, and if you're not in a rush, and you're not as lazy as I am most of the time, do yourself a solid and wax your ski. And if you feel so inclined, instead of wax, consider a ceramic coat. I was not on the ceramic train when everyone was jumping on that train. I just wasn't. Whatever. I mean, if you say so, cool. Then I got my hands on an SXR 1500, and I had it for about 4 months. And I'm out here riding around on this stand-up. And it never got dirty. The ceramic coating on that thing, I had a garden hose, and I'm a little ashamed to admit it, but it was on my trailer and it was uncovered. And I don't know what bird was flying overhead, but that bird was sick. And he let loose of those Bombay doors on that ski. This is something I can't publish. I couldn't be like, oh, look at this picture of this bird crap. But after ceramic coating that thing, I got the hose out, and I was like, oh, I gotta get this off, and just hit it with the hose, and it went vanished. And I was like, oh. I mean, like, surprisingly easy. And that ceramic coating on that I had ceramic coated the SXR, and it really was impressive. I was like, okay, I'm on board. So if you choose to ceramic coat, if you choose to just wax, there's boat waxes, there's automotive waxes. Yamahas are painted using automotive paint. So an automotive wax will render really good results. Sea-Doos are acrylic. There's, Sea-Doo makes their own wax for it. That's great. You can use that, XPS. But, yeah, I'll tell you what, if you wax your ski at the beginning of the year or you ceramic coat your ski at the beginning of the year, I think it'll render really good results, at least over, the course of the summer. So that's really it. The idea ultimately, guys, is to keep your skis on the water running the best and working the best that you can. You spent a lot of money on these things. All right? You spent a lot of money on them. I know how much. Hell yeah, I know how much money there is involved in these things. So ultimately, we want to keep you on the water as long as possible. I wasn't going to get into the weeds as to this brand versus that brand versus this preference over that preference. I'm not going to tell you. I don't care. I name drop Salt Away. Well, guess what? There's a half a dozen knockoffs of Salt Away. So take your pick. They're all the same damn thing. Okay? One might smell different and look, instead of blue, it's green or it's pink or it's purple or it's orange or who cares? It's a wannabe Salt Away. Go into a West Marine and count how many versions of Salt Away there are. Right? Who cares? And the same thing with boat cleaners, the same thing with boat waxes, the same thing with boat vinyl cleaners and vinyl protectants, all that kind of stuff. If you guys want to clean your HydroTurf mats, get a white, soft bristled brush, like a detail brush, and a vacuum. That's the best I can give you, because every time I use a towel, you get nothing but lint. Just a big streak of lint across your HydroTurf, and that sucks. No one likes that. So a purple tire coating for bottom of the Sea-Doo. I don't know how that will respond to acrylic. I'm a little hesitant of that one. But everyone's got their own special sauce. It's like me telling you, this is how you make chili. Today we're going to talk about the perfect chili recipe. And half of you guys will absolutely want to pull my eyes out of my head because I put beans in it. Or onions. I hate onions. Oh, onions are the worst. Onions ruin chili. Beans don't belong in chili. It's just meat and tomato. Whatever. Okay? So everyone's got their own opinion. All right, we're 11 away, guys. We are 11 away. You don't fog an engine with WD-40. No. You do not fog an engine with WD-40. All right. Kevin, how long have you been waiting for this moment? What moment? All right. Sarge, you've already asked that question twice. Fogging the supercharger on the Cowie, Kevin. Oh, okay. Sorry. Isn't there? Hey, by the way, isn't there a port for the Eaton supercharger to do that? That's what I thought. We are 11 subs away from 20,000 or from 19,000, guys. 19,000. Can you do factory assembly line tours? I will tell you right now, Yamaha does not want me back for a while. there is a dartboard in the offices. I am convinced there is a dartboard in the offices with this ginger's face on it, and they have been throwing darts at it because they are not happy with me. Ugh, they are not happy with me. All right. Everyone, people are like, check the subs again. I'm like, I'm pretty sure we're 10 more to go. All right. Well, let's answer some questions while we're waiting for this stuff. I answered all the super chats. Unless there's more super chats. Woo! Tracy writes, I got a blurb on my phone the other day from a dealership out here in the Central Valley of California about a GP 1800R SVHO. So I called them and they said they were asking 25 grand. I laughed, no thanks. Well, mistake number one, you're still living in California. Number two, California is going to California, man. California is always going to California. It's going to California all over you. I'm using California as a verb. I saw a teal GP SVHO today on the water. Nice looking, better in person. Yes, I actually, by the way, that teal, that light blue, that marina blue that's on the Yamahas this year in person is beautiful. Like the charcoal gray, like it's kind of a gunmetal gray. I'll let my Mopar show. That color was called Winchester Gray, which was I loved. You know, it's gunmetal. But Winchester Gray. It's Winchester Gray and teal, and I'm telling you, it looks beautiful. It's gorgeous. I really, really like it. In person, it's really good looking. Super chat from Manuel. Manuel, I have a 2019 GTX Limited 300 with a Riva Stage 1 and free flow exhaust. I want to add a Riva water box. Are there any other supporting mods I need with it to run right? Well, right now, Manuel, my understanding is that you're really not going to get any performance gains from the water box. You guys seen that mosquito? Because I sure am. Damn, I didn't get him. I thought I got him. All right. What I recommend is here's where you're going to see benefit of having the water box. Unless you're just looking for noise. If you want the sound, then cool, do the sound. But only when you change the boost levels, all right, you change the supercharger wheel, you machine the housing of the supercharger. Only when you really change that boost level are you going to need better flow out of the back, all right? Because an engine has certain levels of circulation, airflow in, airflow out, all right? Right now, you've got tons of airflow going out. The factory water box really isn't choking down your ski. Now, if you put the Riva water box on it, you're going to have, it's going to rap. It's going to make all sorts of great noise. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm afraid the drone will drive you crazy because it's like, big open pipes on a Harley. But if you're considering going to higher boost levels, that water box, I think, is going to be really beneficial. All right. I hope that helps. Anthony writes, when are we doing a Lake Ontario ride? Ugh. I don't think I'm going to Lake Ontario anytime soon. Any word on the new Cowies? They finally started making them. Like they're in production. They were delayed several weeks. Someone asked if there was any news on the Sea-Doos showing up without chips. Some are still showing up without ECUs. Some are still showing up without dashboards. Not as prevalent as it once was, like a couple weeks ago. And dealers are not charging people for it. It's all warranty claimed. So don't worry about getting pinched on that. Okay. Sarge is asking, does anyone recommend a certain hour interval on greasing FX, SVHO, intermittent housing? Yes, at winterization. Once a year at winterization. Manual says it. Unless you're a racer, you really aren't going through it all that much. If you're going to winterize your ski, do it then. All right. Mitch Palooza says the problem with ceramic coatings is they don't have much UV protection and don't let waxes. No, you don't wax after you've done ceramic coating. Yeah, no, you're 100. Yeah, you don't wax over it. What you do is there are ceramic sprays and there are ceramic additives, or you just reapply the same ceramic. Anthony's back. Have you ever used a lifting strap? Yes, I have. Not at home, but I use them all the time with a buddy shop with a forklift. He's got it over here. Aquacart makes a great lifting strap. Thinking of leaving my machine on the trailer this year and using a marina crane to put it in the water. If you can, do it. Aquacart makes a really good one. They're made in the U.S. They're a great company to deal with. Really nice guys. Aquacart are top level guys. I really like it, and I'm gonna support it. I'm gonna support an American-made company more than anyone else. Sorry, William. Can I use octane booster in marina gas on my supercharged Yamaha instead of running up the road for a few dozen gas cans to refuel? I am not in the practice of doing it often. And the reason being is that octane booster has some additives in it that do, if used a lot, and I'm talking if you use it a lot. Yeah, but if you're on a long distance ride and all you find is 89, then yeah, you're going to want octane booster. So you bring a couple bottles of it. That's what I'm doing on Friday. All right. There's no 93. I think there's one place that has 93, and I think we're skipping it. So I'm bringing octane booster. I'm going to get good Lucas Oil octane booster, but I'm going to use octane booster. And yeah, I saw the Facebook post. I see someone saw my Facebook post. Well, I also am friends with Lake Speed Jr. And Lake Speed Jr. is terrifying how smart that man is. And I've known him for 2010. When he was young, he looked like a vampire because he was so skinny. But he's got, I mean, I have kind of pointed ears, but he's got like pointed ears and these really sharp cheekbones and jet black hair. And he's going to a little salt and pepper now. But when he was young and he weighed like 145 pounds, he looked like Nosferatu. It was crazy. But yeah, Lake Speed is one of the automotive engineers, or one of the automotive aftermarket's smartest engineers. And he's been involved with, he originally was involved with Royal Purple, and then he went on and started his own stuff. And then now he's working at Total Seal with August Cedarstrand. So if you don't think I'm plugged into the auto industry, think again. But yeah, I would use a boost octane as kind of a safety chute. Like if you're on the water and you can't find good gas, if you can't find 93, then I'd throw a bottle of octane booster in and then run good 93, a tank or two of good 93 through it. And if you winterize, have the shop, when he winterizes it, do a seafoam. It's great. That's good engine maintenance. Seafoam's good stuff. Do I swear by it? No. But it's really good. I've seen really good results out of it. And people who do regular maintenance on anything they own, their car, their truck, their jet ski, their lawnmower, tend to see these things last a long time. All right, let's see what our count is, because we are almost done. We're at an hour 15. I'm literally burning time right now. 9 more to go. We're in the single digits, guys. Okay. Now it's asking me for verification. All right, here we go. 9. Oh, we lost one. We're down to 10. We were at 9, and then someone unsubscribed. Someone unsubscribed. That's funny. All right. Well, if it's not 93, we have a bunch of 89 octane marinas on the water. But yeah, you kind of want to just throw a little bit of octane boost in there, 109 or whatever it is, or 108. What's the brand name? I don't know. All right, guys, we're at an hour 15. I hate to say it, but I don't think we reached our goal. But we're back at 9 again. But I know I will be giving. Oh, come on. I know we'll be giving away this probably tomorrow. So I know we'll be giving that away probably tomorrow when we hit our number. And we did hit 109 likes. That's pretty cool. But oh, we're at 8. I feel like Sesame Street. 8 likes or 8 subscriptions. We need 7. Blah. Anyway, all right. Half the goal. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm giving this away anyway. But everyone here chatting was going to. Someone was going to win this jersey. I was going to give this jersey away. I was even going to pay for international shipping. So that's great, Brad. Come on, guys, get the wives' girlfriends' account subscribed ASAP. Don't you single guys have multiple girlfriends? I bet the PWC cigarette PWC will be mostly found on the stern of upcoming cigarette super yachts. Yeah, probably. Yeah, you're probably not wrong on that one. Anthony, your ski is a Yamaha, correct? Anthony, come on. I know you're chatting. What kind of ski do you got? I don't remember. RXPX. Yeah, I mean, it has a knock sensor. It has a knock sensor, so it can register detonation. So if you do put bad gas in it, it'll up the duty cycle, or it'll up the cycle of the fuel injection. So it's basically hosing the pistons down. Your fuel mileage will be garbage, but it'll get you home. If it was a Yamaha, you could run 89 and not hurt it. Cowie, you'd hurt the hell out of it. You'd kill it because of the boost levels. The Cowie's running almost 17 pounds of boost, but the Yamaha's running the lowest amount of boost. Sea-Doo is at 8 pounds or 9 pounds at peak. So, all right, let's check it one more time, guys. But I'm really, I don't know. Maybe I'm being negative Nancy. Holy crap, we're at 6. We jumped to 6. Holy cow, we're at 6. I guess I am hanging out for 10 more minutes. You knuckleheads are getting me to give away a shirt. All right. We got 6 more subscriptions, 6 more subscribers to go. All right. We got any questions? You guys have any good questions for me? I don't want to sit here and pick my nose for 5 minutes. We got to find something to talk about. This is boring. I'm wasting time. My ADD is kicking in. Anthony says, I vouch for XPX wax. I use a bottle a month. Holy cow, dude. Sounds like you're using it for more than a Sea-Doo. Yeah, staying out of the boost, Atlas, means staying under 4,000 RPM. You're going to nurse that thing home. Oh, Matthew Bell writes, thanks, Kevin. Kind of random, but your shirts fit me perfect. Oh, well, that's awesome. Thank you. All right. Nicholas. All right. Nicholas Templeton writes a good question. This might have been asked already, but are the maintenance-free superchargers really maintenance-free? No. But it's a sealed clutch pack. And I've talked to Jerry Gaddis, really made a name for himself in rebuilding Sea-Doo superchargers for a long time. 215s, 255s, 260s. But when the 300s came out, they said, oh, it's a serviceless supercharger. He kind of cocked an eyebrow and was like, I don't know about that. Well, he started doing more digging and started doing more research. And he says, well, I know I can duplicate the clutch pack, but I don't know if there's really a market for it. So right now, the other half of that is the supercharger clutches are being better maintained and better oiled in the engine. All right. There was a problem with lots of slippage. There was a problem with the clutches burning up. And with the sealed clutch pack, there's also a little not proprietary, but a priority oiling that was going to it to making sure that they weren't burning up. So effectively, they're better, but high horsepower racing applications, tuned applications, things like that, they're still seeing a lot of wear and tear. Chris writes, Kevin, since you won't be at Mudbug in June, will there be an article afterwards? Chris, do you want to do it? I won't be able to make a video, but if you want to write the article in the report, I'll pay you for it. I pay my contributors. We pay net 60. Send it in. In fact, I put an invite out like a half a year ago. I said, you guys are doing really cool rides. Hit me up and we'll do an article. I know how to edit an article. I'll make it clean. I mean, as long as you speak English, I can probably make the article legible. So it's pretty easy. Sam McDonald writes, not sure if you missed my earlier chat. Any thoughts on a tile blow-off valve on bigger superchargers? Riva says yes. Sea-Doo says they're not needed. Okay. Factory boost applications. On a factory boost application, you really don't need a big blow-off valve. All right? Because you're really not producing enough boost to hurt the engine. All right? Because ultimately, what's a blow-off valve do? Blow-off valve is scrubbing excess boost, so it's not impacting, the throttle body, the valves. It's not putting undue pressure. Sometimes that excess pressure can cause detonation, can throw off your timing in really rare instances. And that's like if you've got a lot of carbon built up or unspent gas in the combustion chamber and blah, 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 blah. Okay. If you are going to a high boost application, you're revving over 8,000 RPM. You got Riva Tune, or you're going to JP, you're going to Ruthless, you're going to Dean's team, blah blah blah, and you're going to want to blow off valve. All right, yeah. If you're spinning freaking 8,400, 8,600, okay, you're generating a lot of boost through the power curve. And if you chop the throttle, that boost has to go somewhere. And in that application, you're definitely going to want that. You're going to want that blow off valve. But if you're Johnny Bone Stock, I mean, if you're like, hey, listen, man, this thing is completely bone stock, you've already seen my video on the top 3 mods. Do a scum on a Sea-Doo, do sponsons, and a catch can. And you can put that catch can on the trailer while you're at the dealership. And I know some people are like, oh my gosh, try to hypocrite. Kevin's a hypocrite. Ah! I don't care. You don't matter. Whatever. Personally, I don't like anyone's catch cans because I think they're incomplete. I think venting to the atmosphere, and I've had knockout conversations with Greg Gaddis at Green Hulk, and I've reached out to Jesus Garcia and asked him about it. And it's funny because all the information that the people I've asked in the jet ski industry completely and totally contradicts all the guys I know who are Hellcat, Demon, Blown Mustang, SVT Mustang, supercharged applications. Because almost all of those oil separator catch can setups on Demons and 900 horsepower freaking Hellcats and all these wild freaking builds is that they are like, yeah, we use an oil separator, runs through the PC, runs through the positive crankcase vent, runs into an oil separator catch can, and it goes right back into the intake. Oh, it's not vented to the atmosphere? And they look at me and they go, no, it's not vented to the atmosphere, dumbass. I go, why not? He goes, how is it going to suck the freaking positive atmosphere out? You're only looking to you're only relying upon the actual pressure inside of the crankcase. He goes, no, you want to suck it out and get it out of there. You want negative crankcase pressure. You don't want positive, and you don't want neutral. You want negative. Oh, really? Yeah. Dude, I got read the Riot Act. I mean, I got read the Riot Act by freaking Mike Copeland of Arrington Performance. All right. The premier 3rd gen Hemi supercharger builder in the freaking country. That guy tore me in half. And I was like, yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. And he educated me on it. And I said, well, I got a dumb question. He goes, what's that? I go, okay, here's what's going on with the Sea-Doos. And he goes, that sounds stupid. He goes, you should make your own oil separator kit and sell it. And I'm like, well, I think I'd piss off some of my advertisers. He's like, screw them. Do it anyway. I don't think I want to do that. So anyway, I kind of went on a tangent there. We have 2 minutes. Oh my gosh. We're 1 away. We are 1 away. I'm not lying. I will pull this up and bring it over here. All right. Let's see if I can. You guys can't see it, but it's at 18,999. We're at 1 away, guys, and I'm giving away a jersey to these people here. Oh, no. Stay on page. Holy crap. The Jeopardy music. You have 1 minute to get me. Oh, we went down to 97. We lost 2. It's a nail biter. I'm looking at the countdown clock because I am ending at an hour 30. All right. I will keep refreshing this. I feel like we're watching the votes come in November of 2020. We went down to 90. Oh, we're back up to 99. I'm not joking, guys. We're at 99. Oh, that is so funny. Pirate Dynamics, that was literally the kit that I was going to offer people, was that thing. Yeah, they're Chinese built. They're little billet aluminum ones. They have a great little screen filter with a dipstick in it, for goodness sakes. I actually have one in the garage. Phone a friend. All right, let's see where we are. Let's refresh. Oh, you got to be kidding me. We went down again. Went down to 97. And we're at an hour 30, guys. We're at 997. We lost 2 people. Sorry. Sorry, guys. I am not giving away a jersey. Joe Biden wins. Joe Biden won. 98. No. I'll give you 10 seconds. We got 2 more votes to come in. Oh, we're at 31. Okay. I think we're done, fellas. $98. Sorry. Them's the breaks. What did you do to tick off Yamaha? Did you not see the article where we published the internal memo about the production numbers? Yeah. That's what happens when you publish that stuff. They get unhappy. They don't, yeah. No one wants, when something pops up, they don't want to talk about it. And they don't need me ringing the dinner bell. Yeah, we're still at 98. Sorry, guys. And we're 3 minutes over. Can't you just print more subs like Joe prints money? Come on, man. Listen here, Jack. We're just hanging out watching these numbers. I shouldn't even be doing this. I want to be done. I'm tired. Sucks. 98. Okay, yeah. Sorry, fellas. We were so close. All right, well, maybe we got to do another giveaway or we got to do another contest. All right, well, if I don't see any of you guys at my super cold, crappy ride on Friday, we'll do something on. Maybe we'll do some giveaways on Sunday night. That might be fun. All right, guys, have a good night. It was fun. We'll talk to you later. Adios.